Well, welcome everybody to our regular Monday visit with Orange head coach Scott Shafer. The Cuse continuing this stretch where 4 out of 5 are on the road at Florida State this week, and we'll tell you about the Seminoles as we roll along. And Shafer, your thought for approaching the game week here as you head back to the road?
Well, I think the biggest thing is just to continue to trust the process, continue to work on the things that haven't been able to come together and get us off the field. You know, our third down defense is probably the biggest thing right now, but there's a lot of good things going on that we need to keep accentuating, and I think our quarterback's playing some pretty good football right now. It was great to see Stevie Ishmael put together a very good football game, and I've been pleased with our kicking game. So a lot of good things going on, just got to keep trusting that process.
Kicking game has been incredible across college football this year. You've won some and lost some in terms of the fakes and all that kind of thing. Florida State, obviously, that is sticking in their craw this week, and we'll touch base on that. This idea of third down, getting off the field, when you really look at it, the plays have been made in so many cases. 15 forced fumbles this season, 6 recovered, just the ball not bouncing your way. Even the South Florida, Virginia to dig up old stuff. The plays are made and then the penalty. So how far off do you think you are?
Well, you know, you look at 1 or 2 plays over the course of the last 3-4 games that could have gone our way. You know, if the ball bounces the right way, like you said, we forced a lot of fumbles. You know, Davon Ellison on the kickoff, I mean, that was a great hit. Ball bounces up in the air, and it just didn't bounce to us, you know. So you keep on fighting that good fight. You keep working hard. You know, our ball disruption's been very good, but we haven't been able to fall on the ball. And all you can do is continue to practice those things and work hard at it.
Now, when I'm out in the community this time of year, Shafe, I've had a couple people in the last couple of weeks come up, man, they play so hard. Like the fans that are at the games, they want to root for you, they want to reward that effort, want it rewarded for you. Do you take that as a compliment, number one, or is it just the expectation level that they play hard? How do you view the effort, what you're getting, and what might come of it?
Sure, yeah. No, I do take that as a compliment, and I think it's you know, it's something that we work really hard at. You know, we practice to be an energetic team, a team that flies around. You know, we're scrutinizing that high effort and that ability to get people to the ball on defense and offensively as well. We talk a lot about playing through the echo of the whistle. The kids have done a very good job with that. You know, it's just a matter of continuing to take these young guys and teach them how to play smarter football throughout the course of a game. So much of it has to do with finishing the tackles, finishing the wrap-up. You know, we had, you know, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. Situations where we're in a position to stop them, guy gets knocked back and falls forward for the first down, and you know, that's just part of the game. And you know, when you have a group of young guys that are learning how to play the game better, it comes down to a game of inches, and we've seen that the last couple of weeks.
Finishing brings in fourth quarter performance as well, and all that around. You know, you look at the box score. Virtually every yard, I think maybe 20 yards gained by not freshmen or sophomores. Your top 3 tacklers, the guys that are getting the ball on the ground, the guys that are making tackles behind the line of scrimmage, are guys like Zaire Franklin, Antoine Cordy. So you go back to one of the first things you said is this process. What feedback or reaction do you get in the meeting rooms and the practice field over the course of the week that the sophomores and freshmen feel like, hey, we're getting more of this?
Well, you can see it with production. You know, Zaire had a stretch there where he wasn't as productive as he wanted to be, and I sensed a little bit of frustration on his part. And I kept telling him the same thing I'm telling you: trust the process, trust the defense, do your job, and the plays will come. And then this past week he had a phenomenal football game, and he was involved with a ton of tackles, a very productive game. And it's just that process you trust. It's like with the fumbles that you mentioned. You know, if you just trust the process, that if we keep fighting to get the ball out and we hustle to the football, we're going to get that ball back to our offense.
Sure. All right, so Florida State this week, coming off a rare conference loss in the most stunning of fashions. They line up for a long field goal that would have either won the game or sent it to overtime, but you never know what happens, and it's run back all the way by Georgia Tech for an exciting win for Tech. And now you're going into a hornet's nest this week in Tallahassee.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great game to watch, you know, as was ours, you know, very good football games. And that one was just a crazy finish, you know, and you see it every year. There's 2 or 3 plays like that a lot of times in the kicking game that, you know, you look at it and you're like, okay, going to overtime, and then all of a sudden he's running down the sideline. But for us, it's taking care of the things that we can control and focusing in on the game plan. The game plan this week is we got one of the best tailbacks in the country in Dalvin Cook. What a great football player he is. And then Everett Golson continues to make plays. He completed 2 passes the last game with his left hand. He's right-handed, where he gets scrambling around and makes a play. So we've got a very highly talented team that we're getting ready to play. It'll be a great experience for our kids to go down there and play at Florida State in a wonderful venue. So we're excited to just get rolling.
I guess the benefit of facing Leonard Fournette is that everybody from there is not him, but Cook. Boy, if it weren't for Fournette, you'd be saying this guy is clearly the best back in the country, again, with Nick Chubb's injury at Georgia. But Cook, one game after another, putting up the numbers. The other thing, quickly, on Golson, no turnovers really this year at all until the last game. And the last time we saw him when he was with Notre Dame, the ball was available in that game.
Yeah, we got the ball back well. We did some good things against Notre Dame last year defensively. Gave ourselves opportunities. Eskridge had the interception for a touchdown. We also knocked the ball out of his hands a couple times last year, and in the pocket. That'll be key. He's not the tallest guy. Yeah. If we can keep him contained in the pocket, make him throw under duress, that'll be a big key.
All right, looking forward to it, Shafe. Always fun to see that game day atmosphere in Tallahassee. Best of luck this week, okay?
Thanks, Matt.
Orange head coach Scott Shafer throughout the week. Much more to come right here at Cuse.com.